I took the night shift job at Lakeside Mall because the pay was better than anything else in town. $12 an hour to sit at a desk, walk a few patrols, and keep an eye on the cameras. Easy work. Or that's what I thought. The manager handed me a folded sheet of paper on my first night. "These are the rules," he said. "Follow them exactly. Don't ask questions. If you can't handle them, leave now." He wasn't joking. The paper had 11 rules typed in black ink. Some looked normal, like keeping doors locked after closing. Others made no sense at all. I should have quit, but I needed the money. So I stayed. And that's when I learned why the rules exist. The mall looks different after dark. Stores locked behind metal gates. Hallways lit by buzzing fluorescent lights. The food court chairs stacked on tables, like they're waiting for something. The silence is heavy. Every sound echoes. My footsteps, the creak of old tiles, the hum of air vents. You think you're alone, but you're not. Not really. I met the other guard, Dale. He'd been there 6 months. He smoked outside before each shift, hands shaking like he never got warm. "Follow the rules, da orda," he told me. "Don't test them. Don't try to be brave." He wouldn't explain more. Just lit another cigarette and walked inside. I sat at the security desk, cameras glowing on the wall. 12 screens, 12 angles of the empty mall. At least they were supposed to be empty. The sheet of paper had 11 rules. I read them 3 times 1. Never use the escalators after 12:15 a.m. 2. If you see someone walking the halls after closing, check the cameras first. If they don't appear on the feed, do not approach. 3. The janitor will mop the second floor between 1 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. He does not work for us. Do not speak to him. 4. If the carousel music starts in the arcade, stay at your post. Do not investigate. 5. Keep every door locked except for the north exit. The north exit must stay unlocked at all times. 6. If you hear tapping on the glass of the food court, ignore it. Do not look. 7. At 2:17 a.m., you must walk a full patrol around the entire mall. No shortcuts. If you skip it, you won't make it to sunrise. 8. Do not answer the phone after 3 a.m. 9. If the woman in the red dress asks for directions, tell her you don't work here. Say it twice, then leave. 10. If you see yourself on the cameras, switch them off for 5 minutes. 11th. At 5:45 a.m., open every gate and every store. Leave the mall before 6 a.m. Don't look back. Some rules looked like paranoia. Some looked impossible. But Dale swore by them. Don't learn the hard way, he said. My first night, things were quiet until 12:20. I forgot the first rule. I took the escalator down to the food court because my legs were tired. Halfway down, the escalator shuddered. It slowed, then sped up. The lights flickered, and for a second I swear the mall stretched taller than it should have. The bottom floor seemed farther away, like the escalator was pulling me down into something deeper. I jumped off early, landing hard. The escalator stopped. When I looked back, the steps were still moving, but they weren't carrying me down anymore. They were carrying something up. I didn't wait to see what. I ran back to the desk, sat down, and stared at the paper in my pocket. The rules weren't suggestions. They were warnings. By 1 a.m., I was still shaking from the escalator. I tried to calm down, but the cameras wouldn't let me. On the second floor feed, a figure walked past the clothing stores. A tall man in coveralls, pushing a mop. He moved slow, dragging it across the tiles. Rule 3. The janitor. I leaned forward, staring at the grainy image. He didn't look up, didn't break pace, didn't stop at any store. Just one long line of water behind him. Dale walked by and saw me watching. "Don't," he said. "Turn away." I tried to ask him what the hell the man was. Dale shook his head. "He's not here for us. He's here for them." I never asked who them was. At 1:12, the mop clattered against the tile. My headset buzzed with static, like someone breathing right next to me. The figure paused. His head turned toward the camera, toward me. I slammed the monitor off. When I powered it back up 5 minutes later, the floor was spotless. No water, no janitor. Around 1:50 a.m., I heard music. Faint, tinny, the sound of carousel pipes. Rule 4. If the carousel music starts in the arcade, stay at your post. But the sound grew louder, pulling at me. The mall was silent all night, but now it felt alive. I wanted to see it. I needed to. I left the desk. My footsteps echoed as I followed the tune down the hall, toward the shuttered arcade. The gate was locked, but through the slats, I saw lights flickering. The old carousel at the back spun slowly, horses moving up and down, but no one was riding. Then I noticed the shadows, dozens of them. Children, adults, all standing around the carousel. Their shapes flickered with the lights, but they weren't there in the room. Only shadows, circling, clapping in silence. One of them turned its head toward me. Its face was nothing but black. The carousel stopped, the lights went out, and I ran. Back at the desk, I found a new message on the phone. The screen glowed. One word appeared. "Don't." I unplugged it. The cameras showed a woman on the first floor, walking slowly toward the food court. A red dress trailed behind her. She looked lost, kept turning her head, glancing at the shuttered stores. Rule 9. If the woman in the red dress asks for directions, tell her you don't work here. Say it twice, then leave. I thought maybe she was real. Maybe a customer got locked inside. Maybe security needed to help. So I left the desk. When I reached the food court, she stood by the glass. Pale skin, dark hair, red dress brushing the floor. She smiled when she saw me. "Excuse me," she said softly. "Do you know where the exits are?" I froze. My heart slammed in my chest. My mouth went dry. I remembered the rule. "I don't work here," I whispered. Her smile widened. Her eyes glowed faintly, like embers. I forced myself to repeat it louder. "I don't work here." Her smile faded. She turned her head toward the glass and melted into the reflection. Gone. At 2:17, my watch beeped. Rule 7. You must walk a full patrol around the entire mall. No shortcuts. My legs felt like lead, but I knew better than to skip it. I started at the north entrance and circled each wing. The halls groaned with every step. Lights flickered above me. Storefronts rattled as if something inside pressed against the gates. Halfway through, I saw movement on the far side of the hall. A figure. I froze. It was me. Same uniform, same flashlight, same limp from when I jumped off the escalator. My double walked the opposite direction, scanning the halls. Rule 10. If you see yourself on the cameras, turn them off. But this wasn't the cameras. This was real. I backed away, heart pounding. My double didn't notice me. He walked past, silent, his light dim. I finished the patrol in silence, returning to the desk at 2:45. The cameras flickered back on. Every screen showed me, sitting at the desk, staring into the lens. By 3 a.m., I was shaking. My hands wouldn't stay still. The phone rang, loud, jarring. Rule 8. Do not answer the phone after 3 a.m. I stared at it as it rang and rang. Every light on the desk flickered in rhythm. The sound crawled under my skin, into my skull. Then it stopped. The silence was worse. The monitor for the food court turned back on by itself. The camera feed showed the glass doors. Tap, tap, tap. Something on the other side. Rule 6. If you hear tapping on the glass at the food court, ignore it. Do not look. But the camera forced me to see. A pale hand pressed against the glass. Long fingers. Nails that scratched lines into the surface, then another hand, then another. The glass bent inward. I shut the feed off and covered the screen with my jacket. I didn't want to know what came next. By 4:30, Dale hadn't returned. He'd gone out for a smoke earlier, but he didn't come back. The mall felt heavier, like the air itself was pressing against me. Every hallway seemed darker, every light dimmer. At 5 o'clock, the woman in red appeared again on the cameras. This time she didn't ask for directions. She just stood still, staring at the lens, waiting. I unplugged the monitors, sat there in silence. My watch ticked toward 5:45, the last rule. Rule 11. At 5:45, I had to open every gate and every store. Leave before 6 o'clock. Don't look back. The moment came. I walked through the mall, keyring shaking in my hand. One by one, I lifted the gates, unlocked the doors. Each store smelled strange, like dust and rot mixed with perfume. Behind some, I heard breathing. Behind others, whispers. I didn't stop. I kept unlocking. When the last gate lifted, the whispers stopped. The air grew silent. I walked to the north exit, the only door left open. The clock on my watch hit 5:58. I stepped outside. The cold morning air hit my face. Relief washed over me. I wanted to turn back, to see the mall one more time in daylight, to make sure it was real. But Rule 11 burned in my head. Don't look back. I forced myself to keep walking. My car sat in the empty lot. The sky lightened in the east. I sat in the driver's seat, gripping the wheel, heart pounding. And then, I heard it from the mall behind me. The faint sound of carousel music. Slow, winding, cheerful. I didn't look back. I drove away. I still work the night shift. The pay is better than anything else. But every night, I follow the rules. Every single one, because I know what happens if I don't. And if you ever take the job, remember the rules, all 11 of them.